This is Mexico, a country with a population of 130 million, making it the 10th largest country in the world. In the 21st century, it has become one of the most important nations due to its strategic location and rich history. Mexico shares its northern border with the United States, is surrounded by the Pacific Ocean to the west and south, Guatemala, Belize, and the Caribbean Sea to the southeast, and the Gulf of Mexico to the east. You may be surprised to know that the world's largest pyramid is not in Egypt, but in the Mexican state of Puebla. It's called the Pyramid of Cholula. Before European colonization, Mexico was home to many ancient civilizations. The Olmecs were the first inhabitants, followed by the Mayans around 200 AD. The Mayans ruled much of Central and South America for nearly 700 years and were one of the most advanced civilizations of their time. Even today, their knowledge of mathematics, agriculture, and astronomy remains a mystery and marvel. After the decline of the Mayans, the Toltecs rose to power in the 10th and 11th centuries, followed by the Aztecs in the 13th century, who continued ruling central Mexico until the Europeans arrived in the 14th century. Throughout these thousands of years, one constant has been the population pattern. People have always settled in a narrow strip of land that today hosts around 60% of Mexico's population, even though it only makes up 18% of the country's land. The remaining 82% is largely uninhabited. Why is that? One major reason is Mexico's geography. Only 13% of its land is suitable for agriculture. The north is covered by hot and arid deserts, making farming nearly impossible. The south has dense rainforests with excessive rainfall, making infrastructure development very difficult. Roads and buildings require dry, concrete-friendly terrain, which this region lacks. That's why Mexico's entire 100 km long southern border has only 8 paved roads connecting it to Central America. Even further south, between Panama and Colombia, there isn't a single road connecting these parts of the Americas. On top of all this, almost 70% of Mexico is covered by mountains, creating massive logistical and economic hurdles. Building infrastructure through these mountains is extremely costly and difficult, which is why the central region remains isolated from the rest of the country. This terrain also makes it challenging for the government to monitor and control these areas effectively. The vast and rugged landscape from Guatemala and Belize up to the northern border is hard to police, making it a hotspot for drug and arms smuggling. Drugs often travel from southern Mexico to the central region and then into the U.S. through the northern border. The harsh deserts and high mountains make it nearly impossible for authorities to stop this illegal trade. Another reason the central region is heavily populated is because it's the most fertile land in the country. This area is filled with volcanic soil, perfect for agriculture and irrigation. Corn, one of the most important historical crops, was first cultivated here. Because of these conditions, civilizations have always thrived in this region. The city of Veracruz on the eastern coast is one of Mexico's most crucial economic centers. It supplies 35% of the country's water and was historically the entry point for foreign invasions by Spanish, American, and French armies. Although Mexico City is surrounded by mountain ranges that protect it from external attacks, these same mountains make it difficult to defend the coastal areas. Before the 20th century, Mexico was extremely vulnerable to external forces. For example, it was only after considerable difficulty that a railway line was built over a 1,735-kilometer stretch. In contrast, during the same period, the United States had already built a 50,000-mile railway network due to its flatter geography. This disparity in infrastructure development helped the U.S. advance far ahead of Mexico. Mexico's geographic complications have long hindered its growth and shaped its population pattern. But things have started changing in recent years. Between 2010 and 2023, 17 gas pipelines were constructed from the U.S. to Mexico. These pipelines supply cheap gas to manufacturing plants set up near the border. This has had two major benefits: a boost in Mexico's manufacturing industry due to affordable energy, and significantly reduced production costs thanks to cheap labor. Recognizing this opportunity, many international companies have begun shifting their manufacturing operations to Mexico. Today, Mexico has become one of the top car exporters in the world. In 2019, even surpassed Canada and China to become the United States' biggest trading partner. Experts predict that if this growth continues, Mexico could become the world's 7th largest economy in the next 20 years. As the manufacturing industry grows, population patterns are expected to shift too, with more people moving from the central region to the northern border, where more factories are being established. Since these factories are located right at the border, products shipped to the U.S. don't incur additional tariffs. It now seems that Mexicans have decided to overcome their geographic challenges once and for all. And when a nation collectively decides to progress, nothing can stop it. Subscribe my channel for more interesting videos. See you in the next one. Take care.